Well, in this video, besides showing you how to use the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser, I'm also going to be showing you how to take it apart and clean it, which I would highly recommend you do on a regular basis. You'll see why towards the end of this video. Well, I call this channel This Is Real Life, another real life review for you today. This is the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser. It's a portable, cordless carpet cleaner, and as the name suggests, it's designed for pets. So if you've got a dog like this little fella, who occasionally has the odd accident on the carpet, then you may know the sort of problem that pets can leave around the house. Now, what do we get for our money? Well, we don't get this big bottle of the Bissell Pet Spot and Stain Remover on it. I bought this separately on here, but as stock, you do actually get two smaller bottles of this to get you going straight out of the box, included with it. We get our power adapter on there, but this is cordless, so we're going to need to go charge that up using this adapter. And we get this little brush, I'm guessing, that attaches on under here. So, and our instruction manual. So let me read that and find out what we have to do to get this up and running. Now, I would say with this, it sprays, it scrubs, and then it has the suction to pull the liquid up afterwards. There is no need to dilute this down with water. You can use it as it is, and all of the liquid is contained within the unit itself. You don't need to remove it, nor, as I say, do you need to add water to it. What salt? Get started. Probably one of the most important labels on here, only use as directed. So you're only going to use it in an up and down motion like that, and you're only going to use it in the horizontal plane like that, or from side to side on there. You are not, according to the instructions, to use it on furniture like that, and you're not supposed to use it upside down, nor are you supposed to use it that way. So just purely up and down your furniture like that, or along your furniture like that. Just thought that worthwhile mentioning at the absolute outset. At the front here, we have our suction channel, our brush roller plate, our latch under here for undoing the dirty water tank, and this is indeed the dirty water tank. And as it says on here, do not exceed max full. Moving on to the top of the machine, we have a removable suction lens here. Our spray tip here, I was thinking this was something that you should push down on maybe to release that cover. We've got our little spray tip in there. We have the formula tank here, which is where we put the Bissell Professional Spot and Stain Remover in. And I would point out that these two should pretty much fill that up to there, I would think. So you can get going with this from day one. You've not necessarily got to go out and buy the bigger spot stain remover to get going. The formula tank cap on the top there, which you just simply pour in, push that down into place. So it's probably weighs about 4 or 5 pounds. It's not the heaviest thing in the world, it's not the lightest thing in the world, but I guess with this type of unit you want some weight in there in order that it does its job on the carpet. We've got our control buttons on here, on off, spray and roller on there. And we've got our status indicator here and our charging socket here. Speaking of which, let's get this on charge. The charging port has a cover on there, but you simply push down hard and that links into place. So let's get that on charge. And now I've got it on the charger. Little charging light comes on indicating we've got power here. If anyone's wondering, this cable for the charger is about 5 foot long approximately. Anyway, back in an hour or so when that's charged. It does say charge the battery for 4.5 hours when you first used it. I'm also going to use this time while the battery's charging to fill in the warranty card. Even tells you the details where to find your model number and serial number. I would do that with something like this. And a quick glance through the instruction manual tells me that this is the pet tool which is available for selecting models. Obviously this being the Pet Stain Eraser, no brainer, but it's for this. But where that clips on, we will have to see when the machine's charged up. Well, I've set the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser charging up. 7.2 volt battery, takes 4 hours to charge and give you 15 minutes of use time. And if anyone's wondering as well, the cleaning area at the front is 3 inches across. Well, the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser has finished charging, so now it's time for a practical demonstration. First of all, I'm using one of the small bottles of Pet Stain Spot Remover that it came with to fill the cleaning fluid reservoir, and then it's time to go to work on my carpet. Okay, well, with my liquid in, using the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser is simplicity itself. However, you do need to do things in a certain order. First of all, you need to spray your carpet. Then you need to use the scrubbing brush. And finally, you need to use the vacuum. You will notice I'm tilting my hand forwards and backwards on here. That is because when you do the spraying, you need it leant forwards like that to put the spray down, which is the middle button on here. Then when you're doing the scrubbing with the roller on here, then you need the Bissell Pet Stain Remover flat on the floor. And then when you use the vacuum function, which is this button on the right here, you need it leant right forward. So the vacuum slot on here is drawing up the liquid on there. You don't want it down like that, you want it like that on there. Now I'm going to demonstrate this. When I turn it on, it will get quite noisy. When you turn it on, the vacuum comes on straight away. So when I turn it on, I'm going to turn that off straight away. So when it comes on, we're going to turn that off. Then we're going to use the liquid button here. Okay, so I've used that middle button to spray the liquid on. Now I'm going to turn it back on, but I'm going to turn the vacuum off on this side. The roller is going to continue because that's the first thing I want to use, but I want that vacuum off. Well, when it comes to using the brush, I think you get the picture, so I've speeded this segment up. Okay, well I've given it quite a good brushing over. Now to vacuum it, you want this light on for vacuuming it. Tilt it forwards. And you can see the liquid getting sucked up here as you go along. Well, once again, I'm going to speed this section up as hopefully you get the picture already as to how the suction on the Bissell Pet Stain Remover works. So that's my simple guide as to how you use the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser. Is it effective? Well, you can see the dirt. It's drawn up through there, and hopefully on the video you could actually see that being sucked up when I had the thing angled forwards like that on there. The dirty water in the bottom here doesn't necessarily correspond to how much water is used on here. It doesn't make this super dry. This will take a few hours for this to dry back out. But when it does, hopefully, you can already see that it is looking much cleaner on there due to the dirt the Bissell Pet Stain Remover has used. It is highly effective. It does weigh quite a bit. If you're going to do a whole flight of stairs like this or a much longer one, then you might want to take that weight into consideration. It lasts for about 15 minutes, which will probably be enough to do these steps, but if you're doing a big flight of steps, you're going to need to recharge this a couple of times. So bear in mind, it takes 4 hours to recharge. But for doing spot cleaning and the job it's mainly designed for, which is little pet accidents, then it is absolutely ideal. And now you've seen the Bissell Pet Stain Eraser at work cleaning, I'm going to show you how to disassemble it in order to clean all of the parts that get dirty off. Well, when you have finished with your Bissell Pet Stain Eraser for the day, you might want to clean the machine up. You can remove the bottom reservoir to empty the dirty water. I'll show you that in a second. But to remove it and clean this front piece, simply grasp the container that holds your liquid, lift that off. Do not try and pull this off on its own. You need to remove this first. Then that cover simply removes out of the way, and you can see how much dirt that has got sucked up on there. So it's time to wash this off. Oh man, shows you just how much dirt is in your carpet when it comes to washing that off. But the unit cleans very, very easily on that. Now to remove this front part to get access to the brushes, we simply lift that up out of the way. Turn this lever here, thus enabling you to get access to clean the brush head if you need to. And to look at the amount of dirt that we have got in there. Well, I was hoping we could pop this cover off to remove it, but it's actually screwed on fairly firmly. So I'm not tempted to pour lots of water in here, but simply going to get a wipe and get that dirt out of there. And when it comes to cleaning that brush, you're probably going to want to do this quite regularly, because just look at the amount of carpet fluff clogging that brush up. And how clean you keep this is going to directly affect how well the Pet Stain Eraser scrubs the carpet. So definitely worthwhile doing, and this is just after one usage. Well, with the vacuum and brush head cleaned up, time to lock everything back in place. Put the front of that in first of all, then snap that back into there, ensuring that's locked on nice and tightly. And next we put our clean front piece back on, which hooks over at the bottom first of all, and then pushes home at the top till that part clicks in. Click your reservoir of cleaning fluid back on, and turning it over, you have your dirty water reservoir here. Do not fill above this line with the dirty water. I believe if we press this down on here, we're going to be able to remove that container completely. A little bit of excess water on there, and you are then simply going to open that rubber flap, pour your dirty water away, and you can rinse it out with fresh water. until your reservoir's nice and clean. Push that rubber piece back into place firmly, as you don't want that leaking out. Fit the hole at the back over that little tongue, flat on there, and simply push down in place, double checking that that's locked firmly in place. Well, I hope you liked today's Bissell Pet Stain Eraser review and demonstration, and hopefully now you know how to take it apart to clean it, which I would highly recommend given the amount of dirt this manages to suck up. But overall, highly recommended by This Is Real Life. But I hope you've liked what you've seen today. If you did, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.